Yo, let me be real with you right now. Humans are no longer being. Tell me the difference between a human and artificial intelligence. One operates from a system, a software, and the other one operates from their intellect, right? But the way things are in this physical world is humans have become so reliant on things outside of them that they have actually disconnected themselves from themselves. The intellect has become no different from the intelligence that lies between a software computer and its own brain. We've become so disconnected from ourselves and our nature that every time we continuously look outside of ourselves for the thing that we are not, we cause a disconnect. Over the past couple of years, the human race has been tested. We've been challenged as a race. And a few years back, we were struggling and we were in fear and we had an opportunity to stand together. But a lot of us actually became so disconnected from ourselves because we resided in this fear. We gave our power, strength, and love away to the powers that be, to the forces that control this world. Without individuation or the ability to think for yourself by just being you, because when someone comes along and presents you information, presents you an idea, you don't have to take on that information. It's essential to question it. And this is what an analytical mind will do. It will question it, and being able to think for yourself gives you the ability to ponder if this information is true or not. And once you've done your research, you can come to a conclusion if you want to embody that specific information. But a lot of us are obedient and blind to these scripts and these programs that are actually being pumped into our subconscious mind on a daily basis. And it's been happening through many, many years now, centuries, generations. It's like Chinese whispers, for example. Say there's 20 people in a room. One person says one thing and the 20th person will say something completely different because somewhere along the line, the words have been jumbled. And when someone says the wall is white, the other person will say a pencil is small. Like it's as absurd as that. And as time goes on, the person after who was talking about the white wall believed them, but somewhere along the line, they didn't believe the information they were receiving. So they changed it. They changed the word. They didn't pay attention to the actual message. Somewhere along the timeline, we've changed it to the pencil is small. And the same is going on in the physical world, the world that you see right now. Like everything that you think you are, you're probably not. And that's because we have been programmed at such a young age. And it's not just about the programs, it's the script, that the agenda, that the narrative that has been written throughout human history, or on one occasion that changed the dynamic of the human race. And look, this is where we are right now. So my first question was, what's the difference between the intellect and intelligence? Well, I think we've become so reliant and dependent on things outside of ourselves that if we do not operate from our natural state, which is being, that's all, human, right? To be in our natural state is the essence of who we are. The separation is created when we were younger, but as time goes on, you don't know the difference between what is real and what isn't. So you continuously just follow out of obedience without the knowledge of actually understanding that you were just born to be a leader. But somewhere along the line, you were discouraged, you were shut down, you were told to shut up. And this is what happens when we blindly look at everything that we see within the physical world and just take it for what it is. Let's say I had a level of authority and I said, the sky is pink, even if it wasn't. Because the way people see me as that authority, which would be the powers that be, or people who are high up in the system or in the chain links, they have influenced the human intellect and the psyche to be compliant to the information that is being presented right now. And you will happily continue as you are because you know no different. What I find absurd is people who read the newspaper. They are usually old people because that was in the previous generation. It was like, what's going on in the world? But it's not about what's going on in the world. It's about what's going on in your world, because we're too busy distracted. We're becoming artificial because we're looking for things outside of us. This is where the disconnect has become. I need you to remember that you are complete. There's nothing wrong with you. You came into this world perfect, and that's how you are right now. Your pieces of your puzzle might be jumbled, but it doesn't have to define who you are today. That is choice. That's the thing that you get every single day when you wake up. And if you're not aware of this, let me bring some awareness to you. In order to expand your intellect, your state of conscious, where you can pay attention to things, you must first be aware. When you have that awareness, then what you can do is you can look for information from an aware standpoint, from an observer standpoint, from a point of witness, and you can look at this information and you can take it, you can see if it aligns with you or if it aids in your intellect expanding. If you want a tip right now, in order to expand your intellect at no cost, you don't have to look outside, you don't have to do anything other than this one thing. Question everything. Because what if what you know right now is complete lie? What if? And you have stood on that protected truth, which was actually just a lie. You have protected it for your life, which was just a lie. What if? We need to ask the question, what if you were more than just a meat suit? What if you were more than someone who is being told what to do, right? And what happens is when you start to question things outside the norm, yeah, you'll develop some awareness because the one who asks the best questions will receive the best answers. They may start off shit and you may not know what to ask, but step outside the box for a minute with me and realize that you are an infinite being of potential that you physically can't quantify, because it would be saying like you are like this microphone. When this microphone is matter and matter is condensed, but other than your physical body, which is condensed matter, light or energy, simple. Other than that, you are actually energy, spirit inside the body, expressing your character or your persona or your identity from past experience. It is very simple. You are an intellectual being, but instead of using your intellect and looking within yourself and asking the questions, you're going outside for things that don't actually serve you. So you're bringing down and shutting off your intellect, reducing your energy, and you're getting to a point in life where nothing seems to be going your way. That's the breaking point. There's a point throughout every human's life. It may be once, twice, 3, 4, it may be so many times. I think they say in the biblical scriptures that, and I'm not religious by the way, a man must fall 7 or 8 times before he finally rises. Well, I think that's true, because if you don't understand because you haven't got the awareness to understand the lesson, then the lesson will continuously repeat itself. It might be it might be a third heartbreak. Who knows? Until something finally clicks, you realize that you're just on a side quest right now. So you've got your main mission, you're heading towards your main mission, and then somewhere along the line you get derailed. Oof, ain't we all been there before? Oh my gosh. So what happens is you derail. Obviously, eventually you come back onto the main path, the quest, right? The mission, right? But whilst you were on the side quest, lessons were being presented. Now, this is an opportunity to expand your intellect, because if you come back onto your main path and you don't quite understand the lesson, or it derailed you because of a distraction, right? When you come back onto the main path, you might not understand the lesson. Or God might come along and be like, bro, daughter, sis, whatever you want to say, and just take you back off, derail you again. When we are obedient to the information that's being presented and we're not learning our lessons, life will derail us. And it's unless you have the awareness in order to understand what's going on, for you to make a conscious decision if you should or if you should not go to the side quest, because you've got a choice, man. You can keep plowing forward. Someone can come along, and that is where you need to listen. Pay attention. Does it align? Is it taking you further to where you need to get to? And let me be clear right now. Some things are disguised very well. They may create this fantasy that everything is just wonderful. It's the best thing ever. But you realize that it was just there as a distraction. It was there to take something from you because you know who you are. You're aligned with yourself. You're in that position of life now that you're going to sit down, shut the fuck up, and you're going to start questioning things outside the norm. The norm being who you are, how you present yourself on a day-to-day basis. What is this identity? What does it look like? I'll leave these questions with you. Oh, on that note, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.